friend, it's on its head, it struck the street. You're in Milwaukee off your feet.
Hey, so we're back today. It's Sunday before the 4th of July, and it was supposed to rain today, but it's been sprinkling on and off a little bit. But I got here and I was wondering what to do, and my wife has been here for 2 days now, and she says it hasn't rained yet. So the last time I was here, it was really drying out, and I don't think it's rained since then for about 5 days. So I got the tractor, and we're going back to the food plots and the trails, and we're going to try to disc them up, kind of break up that crust layer on the top, and expose more dirt to the air and the sun, and dry them out so we can plant these. I might get them planted this week if everything goes good. I'm also going to mill up some lumber this week for the tractor shed, and do some more finishing on our cabin by the pond. So, but today, right now, I just disked up the apple plot, and I'll show you that now. And I was able to get back there and disc everything except one small spot on the trail, or the shooting lane that goes to it. So I'll show you that now. The only spot I wasn't able to get is this. I think if I get in there, I'll sink too much. But lucky enough, this food plot is not full of rocks like the smaller cherry plot on the other side of the chalet stand that big box stand looks over. That one is got rocks all over in there. I think I only came across 2 big ones in this whole plot. So now that this apple plot is all disked up, what I'd like to do is take some Redmond mineral. I got this idea from Jim Ward. I've watched his videos on YouTube, and he seems like an intelligent guy, knows what he's talking about. So I'm going to try out what he does, and that's he spreads the mineral all over the ground. And I want to say they suggest doing 150 pounds per acre the first year. So this is a 1/4 acre. I'm just going to spread 1 50-pound bag over all this. And I don't think I should use that mineral on my spreader. I think it doesn't want you to do that. It'll pack in there and wreck it. So I'll probably just take a scoop and come over and spread it out as best I can. But whitetails are dirt eaters, and then they can uptake that mineral as they feed on these plants and whatnot. So in here, I expect to plant a brassica this year. I want this to be a kill plot for this fall, so that is my plan. I'm also going to plant a brassica on the north side of my pond, and just south of my cabin in that food plot, the closest one to the cabin, I'm going to plant a Austrian winter peas in that. I want the tastiest foods to be closest to the cabin. I want the deer to be attracted to me, and I expect them not to want to get toward those food plots until nightfall, when they feel safer, when there's less commotion going on by the cabin. Not that we're here all the time. We're only here on the weekends most of the time. So they won't get to those food plots until dusk or nighttime. And I can hunt them out in these smaller plots, and hopefully they'll hit these during the daytime. That's what my plan is. So the farther away from the cabin the food plots are, I will probably plant those in like clovers and food that, not like fall type hunting plots. The reason being is during the summertime, they will hit those areas and feel comfortable, because I'm not going to be in those areas most of the time during the day and stuff. so they can feed comfortably and get the most food value. You know, they can feed without being disturbed. And then when they get closer to the cabin at night during the fall, we'll be asleep and they can feel comfortable eating there. And during the hunting season, as they work their way to the food plots by the cabin, they will go through these smaller food plots or the ones farther away from the cabin, and then I can intercept them on the way. So that's kind of my design here. But right now, I'm gonna try to take this trail that's back here between the bedding and this apple food plot here, and try to disc that, see if I can get in there. Hopefully it's not too wet. I'll level it out and dry it out with the disc. So stay with me. So now, of course, it's starting to rain. I'm gonna continue working in the rain, but I don't want to film in the rain. But I did reach a spot where I don't want to cross right now with the tractor. I think we'll get stuck. I'll show you that, but I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll make just a couple passes, and hopefully it'll dry out this week. It looks a little wet. Once I get across there, it should be okay. But anyway, we'll back up and disc this up. So it stopped raining again. While I got the tractor here with the grapple, I'm going to grab a bunch of these trees that are along the trail that the logger left on the side, and I cut a couple too. I'll pick these up and get them out of the way, but I'll show you how quickly you can move all these trees with the grapple. Like if I had to do it with just a chain and stuff, it would take quite a while and tear up the ground even more, dragging them out of the way. So this grapple really comes in handy. Okay, so now we're in my farthest back food plot where I planted the peach trees, and there's kind of two sections that were newly formed this winter. So I'm gonna disc this and at least see if we can get in here. It doesn't look too bad. So. It's raining.
Everybody look what's going down.
Redone. So we're in this small fruit plot and there's just tons of rocks in this thing. I'll have to show you, but we're gonna be here for a while picking them. There's one giant one. I think it's gonna be a big one anyway, right here. I don't know if I'll be able to pick that one or not, but I'll show you how many rocks are in here. And this spot here is just littered with them. So my plan is to use the bottom of the grapple and kind of rake through the dirt, pop them up, and probably pick the ones up I can with my hand. It'll be a lot quicker, and then the bigger ones obviously use the grapple. So. You can see just how massive these rocks are, but the tractor can pick them up. Who knows how much they weigh, but I have my heaviest implement, my disc on the back, and you really got to take it slow because the back end is bouncing real light, you know, in the back end. So hopefully this is the biggest one in here. When you go to pop up one rock, about 3 more come with it. This is going to be quite the process in this food plot. But the one good thing is I plan to, in our house we build here, I want to put in a masonry heater, so I would like to use the rocks from around here to surround it like the veneer. So we have plenty of rocks to do that. So that'll save some money. For anybody who doesn't know what a masonry heater is, it's a type of stove that is surrounded, instead of a normal fireplace that just has a chimney coming out, a masonry heater has different chambers. It actually exhausts, the flue gas goes up and down and up and down, and then you can even have it go horizontally around like a heated bench in front of the fireplace, and then it exhausts out the chimney. And what that does is all the hot flue gas heats up the masonry that the fireplace is built from, which is a lot more elaborate than a regular fireplace, and it has a ton of thermal mass. So what you end up doing is making a very hot fire. It has a damper where it it opens up when you start the fire, and the flue gas goes right out the chimney until the fire gets going. Then after 20-30 minutes or whatever, you close that down, and then the flue gas starts going around all these chambers and heats up all that thermal mass of the fireplace. And then when the fire goes out after, you burn one large load of wood and you burn it as hot as you can. So it's extremely efficient. And then the thermal mass releases that heat over the course of time. So they say that as long as you build it in the middle of your house, you have to design your house around it, that it can heat a whole house with one load of firewood. So it's extremely efficient. They started using them in Europe, and but you'll have to check that out. They're called Masonry heaters. They're pretty neat. They're about $10,000 for the kit, and then you have to, around 10 grand, and then you have to put like whatever you want around the fireplace, fake stone or real stone or whatever, so that adds to the cost. And it all depends on how elaborate you want it. But anyhow, we'll get started on that.
Oh, it feels a piston scraping, steam breaking on his brow. Old Charlie stole the handle, and the train it won't stop going, no, it just slowed down. Oh, he sees his children jumping off stations one by one. His woman and his best friend in bed and having fun. Oh, he's crawling down the corridor on his hands and knees. Oh, Charlie stole the handle.
Well, I'll go through the rest of this field and pick up all the loose ones that I popped up that I can handle myself, but and then maybe I'll disc a little bit, see how many rocks I hit with the disc. But it looks like somebody's wife's gonna have a really nice rock garden. So maybe I'll come to this evening. I'm gonna take a break and go work on the cabin for a while.